I want to talk to you today about a hormone that I believe gets overlooked a tremendous amount in most adults. I think it has probably a more profound impact on women than men, just in my own clinical experience, but I don't have any official proof of that. I would say that it affects both men and women, pretty darn equally. So, the hormone that I'm referring to right now is something called Pregnenolone. And Pregnenolone is the first hormone that your adrenals synthesize when, so this is the way the metabolic pathway works. Your liver synthesizes cholesterol. The cholesterol is shunted down to your adrenal glands, which are these little kind of, depending on who you talk to, almond or walnut shaped glands sitting on top of your kidneys. And what they do is they synthesize a lot of hormones. Some of them are for reproduction or growth promoting reasons. Most of them are for like stress combating and blood sugar regulating reasons. So as an example, cholesterol comes down, gets into the adrenal gland, and from there it's turned into pregnenolone. And then pregnenolone goes off and does the variety of things that it does for your metabolism and for your organ health, your nervous system, your mental well-being, a lot of different stuff. From there, it either goes over and it turns into DHEA, which is the precursor to all your steroid hormones. Most of them, I should say, because you have steroid hormones, and when I say steroid hormones, your reproductive steroid hormones. Let's just say that. So that's, as an example, testosterone, estrogen, and to a degree, progesterone. Now, progesterone is also manufactured on the stress combating side of that pathway. And over here, we have progesterone, and then that gets turned into either aldosterone or cortisol, i.e. cortisone, right? Cortisol, right? And what they do is they help with the fight or flight response, and they help keep blood sugar levels balanced. They help reduce inflammation. Well, cortisol does. Aldosterone regulates the fluid in your cells and in your bloodstream, so it's tied into sodium and potassium regulation, and very much affects blood pressure. So going back to progesterone, it is, in my opinion, an enormously important hormone. It gets overlooked all the time, and even when you test it on blood tests, which I'm going to show you, the labs don't even give you really a range to work with. Like, okay, so as an example, when I test it with LabCorp, they basically say that it should be under 151 milligrams per deciliter, or however they measure that, right? And then the minimum, the lowest level that it'll register is 10 milligrams. So anything below that, it just shows a less than and then 10, right? It doesn't really give you the number. I find in a lot of people, they ride just a little bit above that 10. So it's like 11, maybe 15, maybe in the 20s. And most of these people that I'm talking about are probably in their 40s as an average. But I've seen it as low, in 20-year-olds, 20-something-year-olds, right? Oftentimes, they're presenting with symptoms like fatigue, mood imbalances, anxiety, depression. They even come in, a lot of them come in with like memory problems, difficulty with like memory retention. And, but probably the biggest thing is fatigue. I see a lot of times they have sleep problems. Other things are like reproductive issues, sexual dysfunction even, right? And so I myself at one time had extremely low progesterone. Every time I tested it, it registered below 10. And despite doing other hormone therapy, certain symptoms did not improve and in fact got worse over time. Once I started to supplement Pregnenolone, a lot of things happened for the better. Like, I mean, my memory got so much better. My fatigue went away. I had so much more energy in the morning because I used to drag. No matter how much sleep I got, I would just drag in the mornings. And so that all went away. You know, as an example, you know, libido improves, right? I mean, all kinds of things. And my mood incredibly elevated. It just went way up, right? So I'm gonna show you real quick like what this looks like.